I'm back with another triggering topic. Now let's talk about Annie and Tuba. But before I get into it, let me give y'all a quick disclaimer. These are my thoughts and my thoughts alone. Everything is all alleged. Nothing is factual. Now, I've talked about Annie and Tuba on my channel before, but if you don't know who they are, Tuba is a Nigerian singer and Annie is an actress. She's also Nigerian, and she's also a star on the reality show Young, Rich, and African. Now, Annie is a woman that I warn against being on my channel. I've made a couple videos on her. She is a woman that is centered her whole life around her husband. She has catered to him, stayed with him after he has cheated, and even after he has had side babies on her. He has disrespected her countless times in front of the world. Yet she has still stayed. Yet she still trusted him and put all of her eggs into his basket, thinking that as long as she was a good woman and did everything that he wanted her to do and turned a blind eye to his disrespect, at the end of the day, he would come home to her as his wife and come home to their children. And I really wish that more women would understand that cheating, as Tuba said, which isn't true, cheating is not in a man's nature. Cheating, however, is in a man's nature that does not love you. If he loved you, he wouldn't even be thinking about it. So when you accept a man cheating, all you're doing is keeping a man in your life that does not love you. And I do not care what he says to you. Men are very, very, very action-based. You have to watch their actions and not their words. If they're telling you they love you, but they're hurting you, harming you, cheating on you, making you feel less than, guess what? They do not love you. And if you allow a man to continuously disrespect you, he knows that he can do things to you and you're always going to be there and you're always going to accept him back. He will lose more and more and more respect for you. And he will get even worse with his disrespect because he knows that you stand for nothing. And he knows that being with him is worth more than your self-esteem. And actually, he'll end up resenting you, hating you, because he knows that you are so easy. Being a man's doormat does not make him love you more. It doesn't. But he will, however, it will make him realize that he can harvest your energy and siphon it and take it for himself. And then once he has taken all of the energy that he desires from you, then he will leave you depleted, empty, and broken. The fact that this woman, Annie, she was willing to do any and everything for her husband, and she still lost him. I saw a video of this horrific man, this demon. He asked a woman named Natasha to marry him while he is still married to Annie, talking about she's his world. He literally said in other interviews that I looked up that Annie held him down when he had nothing at all, showed him extreme loyalty, gave him infinite grace. And as you can see, how does he repay her grace? That's the exact reason why I say you never give men any grace. Because what did he repay her grace with? He repaid her with disloyalty and a public dumping and humiliation. Wow. And then not to mention that he had come on the reality show that she's on and said that he likes to F and that men have different needs than women. And basically, he was saying that a woman should be okay with the man cheating. He clearly embarrassed and humiliated her. And what's even crazier is that you have another woman, a goofball woman named Natasha, and she apparently seems like she's accomplished on some level. I'm not even going to talk about her accomplishments because she doesn't deserve that acknowledgement. But the fact that you have another goofball woman that would decide that she wants to be with him and she wants to be the next victim, it just doesn't make any sense. I can't comprehend it. I never understand the thought process of side chicks. You really think that you're better? You really think that even though the man that you're talking to has a history of lying, disloyalty, cheating, and disrespect, you think that somehow I'm sorry, your vagina is the magic box that's going to change him into a good man? No, no, ma'am. Respectfully, you're just new booty. That's it. That's all. And soon he will show his true colors to you too. And then, not to mention, I don't even know because I'm not for sure about this. I'm feeling like the culture may be different in Nigeria than it is in the United States. But I don't see Tuba being shamed enough because how can anyone trust a man or listen to a man's music that literally groomed a 15-year-old girl while he was a 24-year-old man? That's when he met Annie. And, this is really what I mean when I say that there are a lot of men that are energy vampires. They will stick around and siphon your energy and your life force and take everything that you're pouring into them until they have exhausted you and left you empty. And they will never pour into you. And they are never grateful for what you have given them. They are entitled and they think that you should do it. And Annie is now 40. Unfortunately, she's probably getting around the age where he no longer even sees the value in harvesting her energy. To cast aside a woman who has invested over 25 years in you and has accepted your wayward penis is dreadful, diabolical, devilish work. I really just can't fathom how Annie is feeling. I really can't. To give a man your all, to let yourself be the doormat for him, and that still isn't enough to keep him? Like, I really just don't know how she can stand it. I don't know how. I don't see her somewhere super duper duper crashing out. Like, I don't know. But honestly, I kind of feel bad about saying this, but honestly, I feel like I have to because, like I said in so many of my videos, smart young black women, smart black women, learn from the mistakes of others. You don't have to go through the pain. You don't have to deal and make the mistake to where you learn the hard way. You can look at what somebody else has done and learn from them without being touched by the drama and say, oh, no, I see what happened. I see what she did. I see what the end result was, and I'm not going to do that. So honestly, ladies, like, Annie has to be a cautionary tale. Putting a man above you will never, ever, ever work. Accepting a man who cheats on you or accepting a man who thinks that it's his male-given right to be unfaithful, that is not a man that you can build a long-lasting future with. And if you try to build a future with him, you're not going to be happy. And I don't care if he tells you, oh, those other women, they don't mean nothing. It's just my nature. I don't have any emotions. I'm doing this without emotions. First of all, if he's doing it without emotions, that should let you know that he's heartless already. Not to mention that men have emotions too. And that's just some type of game they spin to women to get them to accept cheating or think that it's not as a big deal as what it is. And then you have to think about it. If a man can watch you being hurt by his behavior and then engage in that behavior time and time and time again, he does not love you. He doesn't care about you. Like, what type of person sees that something's hurting you and they keep doing it, right? Like, cheating is not a mistake. It is not accidental. It is a conscious decision, no matter what cheaters will tell you. And I just also want to say that if a man is cheating on you, he's doing it because at the end of the day, he does not fear losing you. You are not important to him. And I also wanted to be understood that having no standards for a man will not keep him. It will not. You think that if you let him do whatever, tap dance all over your heart, that's going to make him always come your way? If he does come your way, it's only because he thinks you're an easy lick. It's not because he cares. Allowing a man to play in your face will not make him like you more. Letting a man mess up your pH balance and possibly infect you with something that you can't get rid of, that's not loving him. That's not holding him down. And matter of fact, which is most important, it's not loving yourself. You should never love a man more than you love yourself. You should never allow a man to treat you in a way that you know that he would not tolerate if the positions were reversed? Do you think that Tuba would have allowed Annie to do all the things that he has done to her? Or do you think he would have divorced her a long, long time ago? Think about that. Self-love is the best love, because when you love yourself, there's nothing that you can't do. And you won't take any type of treatment from anybody because you know that you're worth more than that. And I just want to say that when you lose yourself in a man and you sacrifice your dignity to keep him, this is exactly what happens. Like, Annie is a textbook case of what happens when you sacrifice your dignity to keep a man. It don't keep him. All it does is leave you broken, busted, and disgusted at the end of it. And you end up being disgraced, being you did all of these things to keep him, and then you still don't have him anyway. And, it's just like this man literally just tossed her to the side when he decided that she no longer suited his purpose. And, I really feel bad for Annie. I truly do. And I'm going to make this clear here. I also think that Tuba, innocent, whatever y'all want to call him, he is a predator. He is a demon in human flesh, in my opinion. And, think about this. This is why so many men want young girls, because they can groom them to be so male-centered that they will allow this type of treatment. Or maybe they won't even allow, or maybe they won't even realize what's going on because they're so young. And because you got them so young, where they just didn't have any experience. Because tell me, what other reason would a man that was 24, a grown man, be interested in a 15-year-old girl? You should already know that he meant her no good, because he's already no good himself. And it's crazy because these men, they want the innocence of a young girl, but not to protect it. But they want to tarnish it. They want to taint it. They want to twist it and use it to their advantage, to take advantage of the girl. It's so sad and it's so disgusting. And that's why I say, men really don't give them any grace, because they will never give you any. They have no problem taking everything. And the moment that they say, oh, I see something better over there, bye. But they want you to accept them at their very, very worst. It's insane. And a lot of times people talk about, I know people get on my channel and talk about Black American men do this and that, or American men do this, that, and the third. Let me say something clearly. This type of pathology in the way men treat women, it goes across all races, all across culture lines. It goes all across the diaspora. This is a problem with men in general, the collective of men, which is really scary, which is why you can never give men grace. You can't. None of them. I don't care what they tell you, but let me not go off on a tangent, because this really, when I saw this clip today that this man was doing this, I was flabbergasted, so disgusted. And Annie is now 40 years old. And she probably would never see this video, but I want her to know, if she ever sees it, that you can still be happy. You can still be happy. You're not old. You still have plenty of time left. You can be happy, but what you got to do is you have to get a backbone. And you have to let Tuba go. You have to stand on your own too. You have to say, no, that's it. I don't care if you come back. I don't care what you say. It's done. Not care about him, not nothing. If you got a co-parent, but have nothing else to do with him. Don't let him touch you. Don't let him nothing. Let him be gone. That's the only way you're going to move forward and be able to be successful. And that's the only way you're going to be able to find the love that you deserve. Because you're not going to be able to get anybody holding on to trash, But anyway, all I'm saying is that, Annie, if you hear this, which you probably won't, but just in the future, please never accept any man that will not treat you the way you deserve, the way you really want to be treated. Don't lower your standards for anybody. If they cannot treat you like what you have thought about in your wildest dreams, then they are not the one for you. For real. But let me get back on Tuba, all right? This man, Tuba, is 49 years old. He will not have his vigor forever. And I promise you, he will not escape in the consequences. He will not escape from reaping what he has sown. He will pay in some way for what he has done to Annie and what he has done to other women. He will pay for it. Mark my words. And it might not be something that happens today. It might not be something that happens a year from now, but it will happen. And that's a guarantee. You cannot treat people like this. You cannot treat women like this. You cannot treat the mother of two of your children this way. If I'm not mistaken, she has 2 children by him. You cannot treat a woman that has been with you since she was a young teen. You cannot siphon and take everything from her and move on and leave her empty and broken and then try to play her like she's crazy in the media. Like after you've done all type of ungodly things to her, now, oh, she's crazy. Now she's crazy. Like, man, I just can't believe this. And any women, including this Natasha person, any women that entertain this man, y'all will also pay. Y'all will also reap what y'all have sown. You cannot build your happiness on top of another woman's misery. You cannot. Your foundation will always be wrong. It will always be incorrect. It will never have the blessing of God, ever. You think that you're going to be smiling and you know that another woman is crying because of you and him, and you think that everything's going to work out great for you? Girl, bye. Because at the end of the day, you cannot lie down with dogs and not get up with fleas. But you know what? I'm going to get off my soapbox because really, this got me tied up in the chest because I just feel for her so much. But let me just keep moving forward, y'all. I digress, y'all. If you watched this whole video and you enjoyed it, please do me a favor and drop a 22 down below in the comments. And you already know why, because Tuba and this Natasha person, boo, boo. Once again, you can never build your happiness on top of another woman's misery. Anywho, if you can't donate to my Cash App above to help support the channel, that's no problem at all. Just do your girl a free favor. I know times are hard out here. Follow your girl on TikTok. That is where I live stream exclusively. Also, follow your girl on YouTube. Hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of my new uploads. And just subscribe, all right? Please do that for your girl. And hit that like button if I didn't say that. And as always, ladies, I really love to hear from y'all. So please drop your thoughts, comments, and feelings down below.